Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk. We are back from Tank Fest. Hello, Pilgrim.
Hello, Guido. Hello, Colonials, Brits, Euros, and the rest of the world with my cup of tea. I finally got the spare room back now, which is great because then I can just hang out here and not have to worry about the house general.
Yep.
But it was nice having you over, Mr. Colonial.
Yes, yes. So that's actually the room I stayed in right there.
There it is.
Yep, right
The
there.
bed is 4'6", so it's quite funny to imagine that Guido's legs were dangling off the end.
Yeah, I didn't quite fit, but
It's a hobbit bed.
England is just everything is like that in England.
Small, isn't it?
It's just yeah. Like we were just talking about. Some things are overly complicated for no reason. Other things are everything's just smaller and less.
Big.
Well, yeah. It just it sounds like me being a dickhead. Which I fully accept 100%.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff there that I absolutely love, but there's some things that drive me batshit crazy.
One of the biggest complaints I heard out of Guido over the whole weekend we were here was the overcomplicated English things, such as cords hanging from the ceiling that switch the light on and off. How simple is that? There's a cord. You pull it, it switches it on. You pull, and it switches it off. But it was so complicated that poor old Guido could not operate that particular switch. And switches on the outside of the facilities, like toilets and bathrooms, so the switch is on the outside. So when you go into the bathroom, you close the door, somebody can switch the light on.
So let's just talk about general utilities in the UK.
Shall we?
Which you have mentioned some of our number one, light switches for rooms on the outside of the room, particularly bathrooms.
That's right. It's normal.
Absolutely idiotic. My son made a career of turning his sister's light off in the bathroom. An absolute. He made it was a crime spree of epic proportions. So they're on the outside. Do you know why they're on the outside, guys? Do you know why?
Well, because they don't like having electrics on the inside where there's wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So good luck using any electricity in your bathroom, like anything electrical, whatever you want. Good luck with that.
Like shavers or anything else like that. You got
Not that you would have a counter space to put anything on.
No, not at all.
There's no counter space. Yeah.
It's just a place to get washed in. What's all that about? You're living in there, aren't you?
Apparently, Cliffy. Apparently, and they're like rocker switches. Also, concerning the rocker switches, if you plug something into, let's say you have an oven or a microwave or whatever, it's a multi-step process to make it work. First, you have to turn on the power the power outlet that it's attached to. Then you have to operate your device.
Correct.
Yeah. In my uncle's house, aunt and uncle-in-law's house, they have a giant red switch that's for their oven top. It's an induction oven.
That's what we've got.
It looks like a switch that you would not switch instead of except in emergency.
Yeah, you're like, shall I?
It's big and red and it looks dangerous. And you're American, you're like, I don't know what this switch does, but I'm pretty sure I should not be switching this switch.
Can I just say, my house general was almost bent over laughing with that particular incident with the shower unit, because all she could hear down the stairs was, I need a crew chief now! So I had to go up and operate the shower system for poor old Guido.
I don't think there was any panic or anything like that in the voice.
No, but there was a definite call out for a crew chief.
I had sorted out my uncles because these come in. All right, so to catch you guys up, we'll move to the shower. In the British shower, and a lot of the Europeans as well, you are presented with no less than 3 to 5 dials to operate.
Yeah, absolutely normal.
Yeah. In the rental we got later was one of these. It was quite a large shower, and it had one of these like rainfall, these big old things that come out and it just like drops, rainfall kind of idea. Well, it had a mixer for which of those things you use, and then it had the mixer to turn on, and then it had the mixer to change the heat, and the yeah. So Cliffy, thanks, man. Stickler, much appreciated. Kedge, you guys rock. Thank you very much. Welcome back, guys. So yeah, that to take a shower, you've got to have a degree in mixology.
In switchology.
Yeah. And sometimes you just take a cold shower because F it. I don't want to deal with it. You just like whatever.
Pilgrim,
I think they
need a crew chief.
I think they do that so that you don't use too much water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm going to do in future for you and your good family when you eventually do come back over and you stay as a family, I'm going to have a waterproof list of things of how to do
How to
things
operate
in the
it?
house.
Good. Now let's go back.
Operators list.
Let's go back to the light on a string.
Let's go back to the light in the string. Yes.
A lot of my American
Oh.
friends will remember their grandfather's garage or an outbuilding that had a light socket at the top and had a string there, and you pulled the string and it started the light. This is something from about 1950, Wayne. Thank you very much. That is exactly about the time frame. And it was, very clever. You just pulled on the string and off you go. But since then, we've invented ways to send it through safely through the walls, and you put switches on it, and you no longer have to pull things. They are still making new builds, and for some reason, it's bathrooms. I don't know why. Oh,
Because
same
it's
reason.
isolation of electricity.
Same reason. Oh, so if you want to electrocute yourself in a British bathroom,
Yeah.
the only conceivable way is to grab a lot of water and throw it up into the light socket at the top.
Yes.
Just try
Yes.
to, and while holding
Well,
it,
they
just try to
tracked it
throw some water up there and just put your finger in the light socket, because you're gonna have a string.
It was so complicated. Just couldn't master it. Could you?
I hadn't put two and two together on the whole don't electrocute yourself. Which brings me to another subject about England. It is the
Yes.
nanniest nanny state I have ever been in my entire life.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
I mean, 20 kilometers an hour, fellas, is a new thing there now in residential areas. 20 kilometers. It used to be 30. 30 was kind of the standard
Yeah.
for cruising around residential areas. 20 kilometers an hour.
No. Do you know what the difficult thing about having that as a blanket speed across villages, towns, and all the other residential areas?
Is no one's doing it?
Well, they do actually, but I can't because my motorcycle won't do 20 kilometers an hour in any gear. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. Oh,
And so you can tell me this probably. What is the standard Tesco parking lot miles per hour?
about one.
The sign says 5.
Yes.
5 kilometers. That's walking speed in a car.
Yeah, you get bicycles overtaking you.
Oh,
amazing.
like yeah, fast walkers are blitzing by you. They're gonna pass you
Yeah.
while honking.
Look at you and your great big Chevy. You can't
Yeah.
go faster than a walker.
So you've been to America and you've seen our toilets and how they flush,
I
right?
have, yes, they are awesome. They are like
Like
they are like-
your business is gone, bro. It's going. In Britain, there's a button on top. You push it and you hold it, and you hope to God everything goes down because it's like it just sort of bubbles, and shit's still sitting around. Like literally, shit's still sitting there. You're like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll try again. It's actually kind of like a casino.
Yeah.
It's basically RNG determines whether your turd's going down the toilet or not.
It's an RNG thing. Yes, it's an RNG thing. Whether
Guys, it's
your
not-
birds float or
If you've not been there, and I bet most of you have, but if you've not been there, it is a sight to behold when you press that button and it just goes, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Do you know what made me laugh the most about Guido using the toilet?
So,
Here we go, gents. What made me laugh the most was the fact that you dropped your Ray-Bans into the toilet when you
Oh,
went over
shit.
to look at it going.
yeah,
And you came out 20 minutes later. We thought you died in there or something.
that was washing. Yeah.
You said, quote, if they weren't Ray-Bans, I would have left them in there. He said. If that isn't materialistic, I don't know what is.
So root cause. We like to get to root cause, right? That's what I do in my debriefs. Try to get to root cause is the frickin' toilet won't flush the turd. Because I had a jumper on. See, I've gone British. I've gone native. Called it a jumper.
British.
Had a sweatshirt on. That I had put the Ray-Bans in like Johnny Cool Guy right there, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, American abroad.
and I'm like, I'm doing this, leaning over, like, is the turd gonna go away? And the Ray-Ban's like, I don't know, but I'm going in, and it's like,
Oh man! If they weren't Ray-Bans, they would have stayed.
yeah. So that was about 10 minutes. I quickly got them out. Whatever, it's my own turd. If I want to touch my own turd, I will. Quote me on that. Quote me on
on a
that.
regular basis.
Right, on a definitely emergency situation. So I get it out there, and then I take it over to the sink, which of course is 42 times too small. At least they had soap. I will give that place one thing. They actually had
That's
soap,
soap.
unlike
Yeah,
most
that's
bathrooms I've been in. And so I'm just everything's soap. I'm like, okay. I felt like the 10 minutes was about an hour too short.
Yeah, we felt
You know?
it was an hour.
Well, you felt it was an hour, but I feel like in deconning something like that, it should have taken another hour maybe. But I didn't have that much time. I knew you guys were waiting,
No.
so I had to. Yeah.
I noticed you didn't wear them after that for some time until we got back to the accommodation where you probably went upstairs and washed them a bit.
Probably watched them again. Yeah. That was
Oh,
rough. Where was that? Oh, that was over in Bournemouth. Yeah, we got over to Bournemouth, which is England's
Which is very interesting place.
England's answer to Panama City Beach for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I stood on the pier, leaning over the railings with Low Blow to my side, who's an Australian. Guido had gone back to the toilet for the second time in 20 minutes to wash his Ray-Bans off again. And I just leant over and I turned to Lobo and went, I served 30 years in the British Army to come home to this crap. I said, it's absolutely disgusting. You know what I mean? It looked about the beaches were not British, put it that way. Anyway, I'm not going there.
It was a load of people, which surprised me a little bit. But it was a nice day though, so it was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. The sun came out, didn't it? You brought the weather with you because as soon as you left, now what we got?
I know.
Heavy rain.
Well,
Rain all week.
it followed me back over to the world because it rained on us the whole time as well. Yeah. Anyway, there'll be more on that.
Anyway, enough on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there'll be
Hold
more
on,
on that.
hang on. Have we got a mod in? Yeah, mod's done. Well
The
done.
great was I about to get famous again?
You were about to be famous, yeah.
Ooh. Nice.
Nice.
So then I come home
can
to
wait.
a letter from one of my investments telling me that I've changed my email address, which I haven't. So I'm like, great, I got to track that down. I think it's a scam though. It's got
I was
some
going to
pretty.
say that sounds like it's.
Well, it's pretty good. It kind of came in basically. It's a mail. Did I say email? I meant mail. It's a mailing, and it looks pretty good. But when I look at the address and phone number they want me to use, I don't recognize it. I tried to look it up and I'm not seeing
Is it in
it.
Cuba or in
No,
somewhere in an
no,
African
it's
state?
it's in Jersey City, New Jersey. It's interesting. It's interesting. It says, "Hey, you've changed your email to this email," which is kind of a funny email. I'm not going to give away any information on it. I'd like to because
No,
it's
no.
kind of actually funny to what they're doing, and you guys would get it. But I don't want to put out too much personal information on that. So anyway, I got to call them and figure that out. That's always fun. I'm about 75% sure it's a scam because I
Yeah.
logged into those accounts, and I don't see any changes. So basically it's saying, hey, you've changed your email or you've added an email. So I went into the account and looked around, like, I don't see anywhere where I can add an email. I don't even know if that's
Yeah,
possible. My old email's still on there, so they haven't swapped it out, which is my concern, that somehow they got in, swapped it to a new email,
Yeah.
now I've lost control. I don't think
Yeah.
I have, but obviously I have to run it to ground. So, you go away for 2 weeks, it's just there's always a stack of crap,
Oh yeah, get. I mean, we've had the elections, and we've had a stack of crap come through the door almost every day,
Yeah.
which I use as like fodder for the garden. So I
Yeah.
just shred it up and use it
Yeah.
as fodder for the garden.
Yeah. Wayne, I almost did that, but here's the concern, and I'm gonna do it tomorrow once I confirm that it's just a scam, because I do have a pretty good number of my information to include the last two of the account, which you can get if you're scanning trash and stuff like that. My concern is that somehow they have added an email, and if I do a change of password, that when it sends out the two-factor, it'll go to there, and they'll be able to then
Go
come
to
back
those.
in
Yeah,
and try
yeah.
to get me that way. So I'm gonna pause X on all that until tomorrow. Because I actually have a local guy that is with this company. And I know him personally, so I'm gonna go straight to him tomorrow and say, hey, look, what's going on with this? If it is confirmed to be a scam, then absolutely I will be changing the passwords on it, 100%. I do, Cliffy. I do, and for some reason I don't think I have it on this account, so I need to make sure what's going on. Now that I think about it, I may want to go in and change the email password for the email that I'm using. Now that I think about it, although I have two-factor on that too, so I haven't seen anything. You know, it's just a pain, isn't it? Always.
It is, isn't it? Because you can't just leave it. You've got to do something about it, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's why. You know, you could just go, I'll just ignore it, it's a load of shite, and then next thing you know, you're all over the place.
I mean, I'd say 95% of my stuff is two-factor. I'm not sure if this one is. It will be once I sort this out. And then I've got, my son tried to use his debit card on an online thing, and then it got turned off because they noticed something that they thought was a scam. So I got to sort that out so my son can't use his card. I've got that. Oh man, I got to move.
That's because you've been away for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shane, that's why.
I got to move.
Did he get to go to where he wanted to go, courtesy of you? He was
Yeah,
asking to use. Yeah, he was asking to use your air miles.
that's right. Yes, yeah, I got him the bloody ticket. Yeah, of course I did because I'm just an
Of course you
idiot.
did. Yeah, because your dad.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's gonna go meet the girlfriend's parents.
Sounds serious. That
It does. This is a new development in this kid's dating life. He's gone through I don't know how many girlfriends. Actually, girls. Only a couple has he ever said were girlfriends.
I don't know. It's just, you know what I mean. I always used to say to my lad, leave it until you're 30 before you even think about that sort of stuff settling down. You know what I mean?
You can't tell them anything, man. You can only try to.
No,
You can only try to, maneuver as best you can. Yeah. So we got I've got to move both kids. We'll get to tanks at some point, guys. I don't know. I got to move both kids out of an apartment into a new apartment.
Oh wow, really? I knew about one of them. So
Yeah. So
both are doing one, right? Okay.
yeah, daughter got a job, so she's moving into the new
Yeah.
job, a town away from here, and the boy is going from one apartment to another in the same city to stay at school, but he still has to move all his
Right,
crap.
university, right?
Yeah, so we got to go to Gainesville and get her crap, what's left there, shut
man.
down that apartment because I've talked about this before. The scam with these a-holes, and I get why they do it, but it is a bit of a scam, is you rent college apartments July to July. And of course, I don't need
Yes.
it for the summer necessarily. Now, some people do. Some people live there, but I've been paying for $1,000 apartment for almost 3 months of unuse.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? That's a good scam, isn't it? Yeah.
Thank you.
If you've got a whole block of apartments, that's the way to make money, isn't it?
Yeah, I think some people use it here and there, but honestly, if you're finished school and you've gone off to your job, you're paying for an apartment for 2 months. Some of these kids that in May or June they graduate and they're off to their new job, and there's another 2 freaking months.
Yeah.
9 people at $650. We had 4 at $1,100.
Wow.
So-
That is where people make money.
Dude, and it was a high rise, and there was a lot of kids in there and a lot of rooms, and I'm just looking at it going, man, if you could afford to be part of that act.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how long it takes to
Buy an
pay it
apartment.
off. Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to pay it off, but it can't be too long.
No. I reckon 10 years you start to
Yeah.
make profit, I reckon.
But it's a big building, so there's certainly a lot of costs in maintaining a large building like that.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
But crazy. Anywho, got all that going on. What's going on, tanks, man? Have we?
Well, it's quite busy. I was having a look. The first time I've touched tanks since you went back was this morning. So
Yeah.
I've not been anywhere near it, to be honest. I've been doing a million other things. But
Well-
there's quite a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's stuff I'm really looking forward to getting involved in, to be honest.
Uncle Joe at Page. Well, see, here's the thing, Stickler. You're drawing me back into angry rant.
Yeah.
On on the good side, Florida does it right, and I think this would be a great thing for states to do, vice federal government. Florida doesn't have an income tax, and they managed to give tuitions to kids with good enough grades. So my daughter and my son so far, good on him. We'll see how long it lasts, but so far so good. He's basically given himself 2 years of college tuition based on his grades. My daughter went through 4 years, and Florida paid for it. But I still saved up a significant amount of money for everything else that had to be done.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to
just that, is there? There's all the other add-ons.
I'm not going to get that back. So if she'd have taken a loan to pay all that crap, then exactly what Stickler is saying, or whoever it was that put it in there. Yeah. The government's paying those off for some people. So basically, I'm the chump, right?
Yeah.
I'm the chump. I saved up. I'll just say it. I saved up $100,000 for my 2 kids.
Yes.
50 each, which would have not.
Is what most American families do, isn't it? You have a.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the most do. It's a good. No idea. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think a lot of them take out the stupid loans.
Wow.
Because I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, but we did without stuff, cars, trips, boat, all that BS that you might get, so that I could make sure my kids, and that money would have not been even close enough to get them through. I'd have had to take out loans, but it would have been a chunk of it. But in any event, I could have just taken out a loan and then maybe she gets it paid off. You know what I mean? It's so irritating.
But it is irritating because it's not something you can not do. You have to do you not?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You want the best for your kids, so you do what you can for your kids. So you don't even get a choice in that. It just got to be done.
Yeah.
There's no way of getting around it. It's got to be done.
Good point, Sasquatch. They did, and then he just changed ever so slightly how he said he was doing it so that it could become another court case. Fantastic. Anywho, I don't want to get too much into that crap, but
No.
Tis irritating. Let's see. So we're back from Tank Fest. Clearly, here we are. We had a great time. I got some pictures for you and stuff. We'll look at that. We'll probably have to get Low Blow on. I would tell you that it was a great time because of the 2 chaps that were with me. Low Blow and Goose were awesome. Really love those 2 guys.
I was going to give you the English salute then.
Pilgrim and Lobo.
Yeah, I had a bunch of colonials.
Yeah. So it was 1 American, 1 Aussie, and 1 Brit walk into a bar.
It was, wasn't it?
And then almost get in a fight.
We did, yes. And that. Do you know what I thought about this? Right, I've thought about this, and I've thought long and hard about it, and I always figure out this is why I get into so many scrapes.
I think it's your fault, dude. You're a problem. All right, you are a problem.
I think we were all stood in a line against a wall,
Like wallflowers.
and exactly, not bothering anybody, and he staggered towards us. In his drunken vision, he just saw the smallest guy and went for it. All the time, the smallest guy gets it. I think that's what it is. I need to get something on the bottom of my shoes to make me bigger.
Some platform shoes. What's hilarious is the only person drinking there was me, and I had exactly a beer.
Exactly. You had 1 beer.
Well, he made up for it for us.
Yeah,
Once he got within the 4 of us, the average beer per person went up to about 3 per person.
Yeah, didn't it? Yeah.
Mostly on the strength of him. That's why you can't trust averages, right?
He just what really? I mean, he will never ever know how close to severe pain he got to there with the 3 of us ex-military stood there and him giving it some. He just does not know how close to the worst pain in his life he would have felt right there.
So,
you know what I mean? What a fool.
Yeah. And we'll probably talk about this later. Context is somebody at the Wargaming party. They did a player party on Saturday, which was actually quite good for what it was. They had a large venue. They had a band. They had free food. They had free T-shirts, which I forgot to wear, but we'll hit that up some other time. We were essentially waiting around for the T-shirt because it took 30, 45 minutes to get it done.
Yeah, it was about half an hour, wasn't it?
They actually built it live there, so you could go up to a computer screen, type it, or pick the shirt you wanted, the size, and then you could type your name on it or something, and then they would do the screen, whatever it is. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it right there.
was
So
it.
we're
Yeah.
so we had some food. Yeah, yep. I got that same one which says Guido 1212.
Yeah.
So we had some food and
I thought you got Pilgrim. Hang on a minute. I thought you got one with Pilgrim.
I did. I said
Yeah.
I'm with Pilgrim, stupid.
I'm with the former CC.
Yeah. This guy said hello, I'm British. Or did he say hello, I'm drunken British or something? I don't remember what it said, something
No,
like
he
that.
just said, "Hello, I'm drunk. Shake my hand."
Yeah.
That's
Well,
never gonna happen.
what he first did is we were just wallflowering it. We talked to a few people, but I could tell, the three of us aren't really go out there and party kind of guys. But this guy rolled up to where the people were making the T-shirts, and there was a couple, nice looking girls there, like whatever, doing the T-shirts. So he goes up and picks up his T-shirt from the little desk, and he's like reaches out and he wants her to give him a hug, and she's like, Negatron. That's it. Yeah. Negative Ghost Rider.
That's a bad idea.
The pattern is full. Go around. Nope. And he kept doing it, and we're all kind of watching this, and I'm like, this guy's never going to take no for an answer. And eventually, he went away to come directly over to us,
Yeah.
and wanted to
staggered his way.
yeah. And we'd all three watch this act go down, and the first person he engaged, was that you?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came straight to me because I was in the middle and the smallest, I guess.
Yeah. So he's trying to blah, blah, talk to Pilgrim. He wants, shake my hand, give me a hug, or whatever the hell he was, drunk
I
stupidness,
don't
right?
know.
And he's one of these drunks apparently that can't take no for an answer. He's going to continually long story short, we told him to get out of there. It took a while to get him out of there, and he got in everyone's face. And no kidding, I was pretty sure either Pilgrim or Low Blow was going to hurt the man.
I think Low Blow was on a countdown. I think he was on. He was counted to 30. I think he got to 27, and the geese eventually left. So
Yeah.
he was very lucky.
Yep. All right.
And then the funny thing was that Low Blow said afterwards, "I'm so glad I didn't have to smash his head in." He said, "Because I've applied for a firearms license and I wouldn't get it." Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I mean, just people who can't handle their booze. You know what I mean? Just come on. And that's what's funny, because like I said, I had a beer. You and Lobo don't even drink.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's not like we weren't out there causing any kind of issue. We're just kind of hanging back. Like, we're gonna get our T-shirts and bail. It was a cool event. I enjoyed it. We were there for about 2 or 3 hours, really, because of how long we had to
we
wait.
were there long enough. Yeah.
Talked to some people. I saw
Guardians was there.
Guardians of the Slow Lane was there, guys. I think he
Yeah.
said he stopped streaming, but we saw him and chatted with him. Scottish bloke. We saw Quinetic. Quinetic was good.
Yeah, I saw
Goose. Skill was standing. I didn't
Goose.
talk to him. Talked to Goose.
Damien's.
Talked to Damien. So that was all. We did see Skill. Yeah, I didn't say. I didn't.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't see him. You saw him. I actually didn't
I
see him.
saw him, but I thought, do you know what? To be honest, he had that many people hanging around.
Yeah.
And he looked so pissed off. I thought, there's no point in me going over because I don't want to annoy him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, hi, Skill, I'm Pilgrim. And he'd be like, yeah, so what?
Did not
So I don't need it.
Did not see Quickie at all during the weekend.
No, I didn't see Quickie.
I did.
Quinetic was there.
Quinetic was there. I did walk up at the thing and gave the old fist bump to, what's her name?
Tragic.
Tragic was there. Said hello
Yeah,
to
we
her.
saw Tragic, yeah. She's a lot smaller in real life.
Yeah,
than I
she's
thought,
little.
you know.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
person.
she's a tiny little thing, yeah.
Yep. So did that. I did see. I think.
True, Wayne. So true.
Oh man. So yeah, it was cool. All right. So channel news. Back for Take Fest. Obviously, 100 Battle Challenge. We're working on the T832, the Polish TDs. I went ahead, guys, and bought the little battle pass just because I have so much gold sitting around. I might as well do that.
Yeah.
Because it's done today, fellas.
Yeah.
Tonight, this morning for us in the U.S. So it says the 8th, but it's the standard act where it's done in the morning. So either finish it or buy it or ignore it, however you want to do it. But there is a piece of bounty equipment in there. There are some books and things, and of course the two guys. If we go over to here, that must be what's in my barracks, or the two new. What are those guys' names?
Don't know. To be honest, was it not a turtle? No, it was that
Richard-
way behind the curve.
Richard Cutland, whoever that is.
Oh yeah, whoever that is.
I think is he a? Don't know the 22 minutes. He's a chieftain driver. All right, so I think he's
Oh yeah, he's Tank Fest chief.
he's one of the Tank Fest fellas.
Being the tanky peoples.
And then David Bagley, Ikibu, right? Yeah, I can always forget his name for some reason. But these are good because they're it looks like they're brothers in arms. Are they 0 skill? Yes. So it's a 0 perk brothers in arms, fellas. I mean, it cost me. The problem is if you want the whole thing, you've got to buy I think it's 1,000 gold for the expanded or whatever improved battle pass.
Yeah.
And then it's another. If you haven't done any of them, like I didn't, because I was on vacation. I had to slide the slider, and that's another 6,000 and some change. So it's a decent amount of money, but this is all free gold at this point. So I went ahead and did it. So remember, you got to go over, you got to start it, you got to hit. You guys know this. You got to hit improve battle pass and then do the slider or finish it or however y'all did it. But just know that today be the day.
You'll get all your tokens as well, so you can go back and get some other stuff, can't you?
That doesn't have tokens, I don't think.
Does it?
No, I don't think it had. That's one thing it didn't have. There was no extra tokens to be had from doing that, unless I missed it. I could have missed it.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So still working 100 Battle Challenge on stuff. Obviously no movement for the last 2 weeks. I did finish the Juto before I left, so I don't think we've talked about that. And that's a tier 7, I think.
What do you think?
I liked it, man.
Yeah, I like it. But you've got 100 battles in it now.
Plus, I want to bring it up because I did well in it. So let's just pretend that I always do this well. I did 2 market in 100 battles, and I finished for some weird reason with a 68% win rate.
That's not bad.
So it just clicked for me. It really felt like a tiger, like a good, like maybe even a little bit better tiger.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I don't know.
A little bit better armor, but really quite a solid tank.
I liked it. 69% hit. What did we do? 1.45 damage, 2.23 destruction. Armor use at 2.4, which is not fantastic. I mean, honestly, that looks terrible, but remember you're a 7, so you're seeing a lot of overpowered 8s and 9s and things. Yeah. So you're just getting penned, but I don't think the armor is necessarily terrible. It just doesn't hold up within the matchmaker very well. That's not good. 0.5 is situational. You might go, who has a good turret? It doesn't really have a good turret. It doesn't really have a great hull, but sometimes you can get the angling right, and against same tier to lower tier, it can be decent. I just like the gun. The gun was nice. I did 1,400 damage a game, 340 assists. So it just worked out. And I would say that this is not if I did 1,000 battles, I would not still be at 68%. Some of that at 100 battles definitely is some luck going in there. So yeah, but I do think it's probably high 50s, maybe 60% if I put 1,000 on it. But it clicked for me. I liked it. It was a good tank.
Sometimes that happens, doesn't it? And you can't even figure out why most of the time. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, it does a 320 alpha, which is pretty good at tier 7. So that's nice. Relatively fast shooting at 6.46. So it really is, to me, it's very Tiger-esque with okay-ish armor that you have to do some angling with, right? So you might not go, oh, the Tiger one has great armor, but it can be useful at times if you're doing it right. I felt like this tank was very similar to that. It has minus 10 gun depression, which is awesome and better than the Tiger.
Yeah.
It's punching for 320. It reloads in 6.46, so it's got a pretty dang good DPM of 2,067. So I don't know, man. I just thought it was a decent tank. I enjoyed it. Did well in it. So
would you go back to it? I know you've done your 100 battle challenge on it. Would you go back to it at all?
I think that's a tank I would keep playing.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot then, doesn't it?
Man, I ended up 2 marking it, which I haven't done for a while on my 100 battle challenge. There's only a few tanks I managed to get to 2 marks in 100, but this one was one of them. It just clicked. So you can get to 68% and maybe be a 1 mark or no mark and go, okay, there's a lot of luck. But if you 2 mark it at 100 battles, you're probably also doing decently in the tank. So I like that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Let's see what else. That's about it for channel news. I don't know when I'm going to stream again this week. I do have a day off. I'm planning on doing it. My problem is what the aforementioned, lots of moving pieces this week, really for this whole month. So I'll do what I can.
Well, ping me anyway. I'm off all week this week. So,
okay.
I've got a charity ride out on Monday, but I'll be back Monday afternoon. So by the time you get out of bed and get going, and whatever time you're going to do it, I'll show you around. So.
This thing is driving me crazy. All right, there we go. I think that's it for channel news. Shall we Home
I
improvement.
think we need to.
Yeah, let's shill. Let's bring it. Send it. Blue light special. I just looked at this
Your
stuff.
blue light.
Yours,
Your blue light needs new batteries still.
why is yours so loud?
I don't know. Because I held it right up to the mic.
Okay.
Look, the mic's here. Look, there it is. Look.
Yeah.
Is that better?
I thought there was a lorry. I thought a lorry was outside.
A lorry.
All right.
Oh dear.
Where are we with the chromage? Here we go. Okie doke. Premium shop, my friends. There is a free experience conversion thing going on, but I think it's the
is.
bad one. Right?
Well, as bad as it gets, it's 35 instead of 40. So I still
Yeah.
do it because there was a 40 the other week.
Okay.
So I've now converted all my free XP now, which has cost me a lot less in gold than what it does normally. So I'm quite happy with that.
Says 1 to 35, Cliffy. If that's,
Yeah,
what,
1
you're,
to
that's what you're
35.
talking about. Or you're saying
Yeah,
one.
the 40 was.
Oh, there you go. So a 1 day only
Yeah.
40. Okay, copy.
That's what I'm saying. I did the 40, and then the rest of the XP I've done at 35. So
Okay.
a lot better than the 20 or whatever it is it normally comes out at.
So that WAP Plus is still going on. I didn't notice that. 30 days free, then $9 for every 30 days. So that's actually still there
Yeah.
if you want to try that free thing. The Renogity is out there. It's $41. That's only for 3 days. It looks like there's
Comes
also
with the skin. Comes with the skin and everything, though, doesn't it?
Well, it's got the. I don't know. Is this the skin?
Does it not come with a skin? Oh,
No, not
maybe
this standard one.
thought
It's
it
just
comes
straight
with
up
skin.
$41. Yeah.
Oh,
There is a skin for it. It's the whatever. I don't remember what it's called.
yeah. There's the In fact, I'll look for it now. I'm pretty sure.
Dead or alive skin.
Dead or alive skin.
Dead or Alive,
that's
yeah.
It, that's it. Yeah.
But you can get that. It's what, $66, but you're also buying some gold with it. I don't know if you can just get. I don't think you can just get the one with the skin. It
Can't
doesn't
just
look
get the
like it.
skin. No.
Tiger C is there. Is this the same Tiger 2 that's in the museum?
No, I don't think it is.
No.
No, that's the King Tiger C, the captured one.
Yeah.
The one that is in the museum is the Tiger 2.
That's the same tank. They're both
Yeah,
Tiger
it's the
2s.
same tank. Yeah, Tiger
Type
2,
of
it's the same
type of
as-
tank, not the same tank.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it didn't have the American star on the side or anything like that. It's the same tank as that, the Tiger 2.
Kedge,
What you were mostly impressed with.
did you go? Kedge, did you get the free?
Oh, he let it run.
Did you want that to happen, or did you get took?
Yeah, you got suckered in. It's like, we'll just book yourself free for a month and then you'll forget to cancel it before the subscription kicks.
And then you got to go. Well, I'll just take the next 30 days, and I'll remember next time. And then just, boom, got you again.
Got ya.
Yeah, what Pilgrim was mentioning, I will tell you, of all the tanks that we walked around a lot of tanks, which was cool. And they have a bunch of them, man. Their indoor museum is amazing, especially the World War II exhibit where you walk through as World War II progresses. They kind of got it set up. If you follow the little footprints in the thing, it's the tanks go as they kind of came out. So as you're getting towards the end of it, you come across the Tiger II, the King Tiger, and I will tell you, of all the tanks in that museum, to me that was the most impressive. It was such a massive, and I think it's the height as well. It's insanely tall,
It's huge.
insanely tall, and just a big box of metal. It looks impressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
the way it looks.
You can imagine that, a squadron of those, 8, 9, 10 of those bearing down on you, and you're sat in your Sherman or your Cromwell, you're just going to think, oh my goodness me, what's coming towards us?
The good news is only about 2 will make it across the field because the rest will break down.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they were not that reliable, were they? Maybe they should build that mechanic into the game. Maybe if you're in a German big super heavy, that it breaks down on you every 5 minutes. You have to keep repairing it. Track throws or engine burns out. That'd be funny.
But it was just cool. Standing next to that, I was like, all right, this is one of the cooler things I've seen here. And I'll also say, while the interior part was great, and I could spend a whole day there.
Yeah,
Reading everything.
I have.
You know what I mean? We kind of
Yeah,
blitzed through it,
yeah.
which is fine because there was a lot of people, and we were trying to see everything in about 6 hours or so. because we bailed early. We did a strategic withdrawal so we didn't get caught in the traffic. But yeah, I could spend it all day. But that was cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool. But what I was getting at there, because my train of thought derailed and came back to me, is the extra hangar
Yes.
in the back that's not normally open to the public, that they open on
That's
Tank
right.
Fest.
It's like where they store them while they're reconditioning them and all
Yeah.
the rest of it.
So they have another
like a storage hangar.
Yeah, they have another massive storage hangar where they're just rows. I wish I'd have taken a picture of that, actually. I don't think I have a picture of what it looks like, but they're parked front end to front end, and there's only about enough room between them to kind of go by. You couldn't go by. You kind of have to actually turn to pass people. So it's it's only I don't know, about that far between them, and they're just stacked in there in row after row. And I don't know how many are in there. I guess another 100 tanks or something.
Possibly, yeah.
Something
they've
like
got
that.
2 of those. That's right, Cliffy. Conservation. They've got 2 of those.
Yeah.
So they've probably got 200 tanks in conservation rooms.
Yeah, and they're cool because there's where some of the odd ones are. Like I didn't even know they built the AMX-30. It's in there.
Yeah.
Like they have one of the prototypes. Actually, I don't know if that was it might have been that one was, I think, produced a little bit.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I thought that was a fake tank, but it's in there.
Remember, did you see the one they had that had no hatches on it? Nothing. It was just a smooth.
Yeah, we couldn't ID it. Yeah.
Didn't even know what. There was no doors to it or anything.
Yep.
You know,
It sort of looked like an APC.
Yeah.
Based on the way its hull was built, so we never really even identified what that was.
No.
It was very cool. That part was cool. All right, we got derailed there. King Tiger, T-26. The Patriots out there. I don't really recommend this tank, fellas. Honestly, the King Tiger is pretty good at Tier 7. Enjoyable tank. The Renegade is okay, but glaring weakness with the weak spot on the top. That's pretty much that. Really, honestly, that's everything that is for sale.
There's not a lot in the shop. There's an awful lot going in the game though. When we get to it. Shop's pretty standard. Gold standard. Premium account standard. You go to vehicles. I don't think there's an awful lot there either.
So just as far as what we saw, we did not see a Renegade. We saw Tiger 2. There was no T-26. We did see a Firefly. We saw a Panther, not the M10, obviously, but there's a Panther in there. That was cool.
There, yeah.
Was there a Pershing? I think there was a Pershing in there.
There was a Pershing. There was a Stug.
Stug.
The old Stug.
Multiple different Chieftain FV, this, that, and the other, Mark 7, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All kinds of those things.
The OP one was there. We saw the OP one.
The KV-1 was cool. It was stuck in it was stuck in the conservation room. So
big old thing, isn't it?
It was bigger than I thought. For some reason in the game it feels like it plays smaller. It feels like it's small, but the KV-1 is a massive tank. It's a big tank.
Yeah. Big chunk of metal.
Didn't see
Don't
anything.
forget that was the Soviet main heavy tank because they had the T-34 series, which is all their light mediums.
Yeah.
And then the only real big heavy they had was the KV-1.
That's right.
The KV-1S.
They did not have an IS-3, did they?
No. But a lot of the stuff that we play in game was on paper, but was either produced in limited numbers or not produced at all by the Soviets.
I mean, they did have some of the newer mediums. They had a T-54. They had a T-55. I didn't see a T-44. They had a 62, a 72, and they did have the T-55. I think the German variant, right? They had that thing.
Yes.
They had a 59. They actually had a T-59, Type 59.
Type 59.
But it had a different gun on it. That for some reason it had swapped out with a Western gun on that one for some reason. I don't remember. It was on the write up on why it had that. It had a different gun. Didn't have the original Chinese gun.
Yeah.
Patriot might still be in the bond store. Let's find out. Bonds. Patriot. Light tank, medium, blah blah blah. I do. Yes, it is. So it's still in the bond store. So there you go. You can get it for bond. You can get it for bonds. All right. Let's see what else we got going on with. And I'm kind of catching up on this, so if I say something wrong, let me know. But as far as missions go, we've got obviously Battle Pass. I'm on 46 of the first of 3, so I'm not too far behind, but obviously the 2 weeks slowed me down a bit. Get started on that again. Standard missions, though, we've got Wat Salutis ongoing. The 100 LT is on top of the tree.
Yeah.
Great line, actually, fellas. It's a good line, so if you haven't gone through that and you want to use top of the tree, that's a good one, because the 100 LT is a cool tank.
Absolutely is.
And I kind of like the ones below it too. They're not bad. What else we got? Independence missions. This is the ongoing thing. It goes to the 11th.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some coins for a coin store.
Yeah.
We've got cola. These are, I believe. Go ahead.
Eagles. That's what they call them, isn't it?
Eagles. And they are American tanks. So understand that you've got to play American tanks to do the independence missions. Just so you know. And the Keep Up the Fight. Oh, September 1st. All right, this goes on for a while, so there's a lot of stuff there. That's cool. And then the AMX M4 MLE 54 is also top of the tree, which is a decent heavy line. It's okay. Why do they still have the Hunt the Sheriff mission? Can't recall. They just haven't taken it out. They all of those accounts have been disabled. Stickler. Yeah, so good question. They just haven't taken it off there for some reason. There's a code for the French heavy line too. Good. If someone's got that, chuck it down in there for everybody. That'd be awesome. And that's that, I believe. What else did I have? Missions, battle pass. Yeah, the special battle pass ends today. I think that's it, man. What else you got for any of the missions, specials, all that stuff?
No, there are a lot of missions ongoing, and the whole Twitch thing. If you look into that, you should have signed up to all of that stuff. It's still ongoing for a lot of it. But I think the interesting thing is the news of things that are happening right now or about to happen, including the uploads, the updates and stuff. I think when we get there.
Yeah, 125.1 I think is coming out, which is going to be. Let's go ahead and we'll just move into missions or subjects du jour. Good one, thank you, Obandu. What he's talking about there for you guys, and again, as I always say, most of you know this, but you go to Depot, you click on the parachute for home front supplies. Yeah. And then you've got these two. The D-Day one is done today in 20 hours. I don't have any more coins, so I'm not going to be able to do anything, but make sure you spend your coins. There's no... Well, I have 2 coins, but that's not enough to get anything. Oh, wait a minute, it is. Was that enough to get one thing?
No, you can get... yeah.
Oh, there you go. Can I get another coin, or am I done with those? I think I'm done.
You might.
Yeah, I don't... Because there is I'm watching a Twitch, but I think the Twitch now is for this other one.
It'll be for the Eagles.
Thanks, Cliffy. Yeah, so I think the current Twitch one is for these Independence Day. How you doing, sir? So, I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and remember now they're giving these ones that end in 7 days, which kind of sucks, but whatever. They'll get used first, and if you lose them, you lose them. Whatever. I got an additional ×1, additional free crew ×1. So those will be the first ones. So remember, those get used first. So whatever. It's all free stuff. Use it up.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. And subjects du jour, I think. Subjects du jour is on. All right. First thing.
There's a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah.
A ton of stuff.
So first thing you got, fellas. Where is it? Click here, you can do arcade cabinet, and it's the darkness of the night.
Yeah, I'm up for this. I think it's just adds something different to the game. 7 versus 7, is it, or is it full game?
I think it's just the standard game, and it's dark.
Standard game, but at night with rain.
Yep, and laser beams. And laser beams. Is there rain?
There's rain. Yeah, rain and darkness.
Limited view range. Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they've decided not to do it, Cliffy. They said vision was going to be reduced. Not vision, sorry. You can still see your rest of your team on the minimap, which previously they only give you 50% vision on the minimap, so you couldn't see what the rest of your team were doing. So you ended up having like 2 separate battles going on at the same time. Whatever your other half of team was doing, you couldn't see what was going on. But they've stopped that. But vision itself is reduced because it's night time. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so you have a better clue of what's going on in the mini map. But as far as how much is it reduced, Clippy?
I think it's 50%. You know. I think
So
it
it's
is.
so draw distance, I guess, stays. Not that you could see them that far. I'm assuming that's true. Although I don't know if that matters necessarily if you're not seeing them. Huh, that'll be worth looking at. And I bring it up because actually you only have to play 1, 2, and you have to be in top 12. So you've got 400 pretty easy bonds that you can get in 3, 4, 5, 10 battles.
Yeah.
It's all right. So yeah, give it a shot. Fairly easy. You only have to be top 12, and it looks like no win requirement. So you can, in 10 battles, you can crank through that. I don't know. Anybody know if battle pass points are here? Maximum
Not that I
rendering
know
distance
of,
for
but I
vehicles.
just like the whole idea of the dark mode, the evening, the nighttime play. Yeah, you have to win. Yeah.
So view range is decreased by 35, and the draw distance is decreased slightly.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, there you go. Pretty sure they have to be wins, right? I don't know, Kedge. It doesn't say. And it doesn't here anyway. Maybe it does have to be wins, but it doesn't say that here. Can anybody confirm? Win equals yes. Great. And it doesn't say it there. That's fantastic. Thanks, Wargaming. All right, so it's going to be more than 10 battles. That's kind of painful. I mean, that's like, if you're a 50% player, that's 20 battles to get 400 bonds.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
And did anybody answer the battle pass point? I found you usually only have 12 per game, so if you win, you get... Okay, good. Penalty concealment after firing is increased times 10? Oh, because the flash? That's interesting.
Well,
Okay, that's different. Yep. I could see that, though.
but you see what I mean? They've taken the standard game and just given it a little bit of a kick and a boost.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea, Wargaming. Well done. I like that.
cool.
Makes it more of a challenge to play as well.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, so that's there, and then somebody else mentioned it. Again, I don't see anything about the battle pass points, but
No.
then we have Onslaught Light,
Yeah, I like this idea. I don't
which
know about you, mate.
hasn't
I do
started
like
yet.
it.
So that's
No.
that's not going to be the right information right there. Let's go back here. We'll have to go to the article, which will have the
Yeah.
information. Now, first of all, because I like to critique everything,
Yes.
I don't even know why you would call it Onslaught Light, but whatever.
Because
Whatever.
It bears no relation to Onslaught, but we'll go with that.
I don't know.
Because there's no ranking. So it's not even Onslaught, is it?
Just call it
You don't-
Onslaught. Anywho, let's see. So how is it different? This is going to start on July 9th, which is, so I think the patch is tomorrow. So the 9th. The patch will be for Onslaught Light. Yeah, so patch tomorrow. And then it starts on Tuesday the 9th, which is 2 days from now. And it will go to
24th. I want to say the 24th.
23rd.
23rd.
Yep, right there.
Okay.
All right, so 9/23rd, 77. So how is it different? Sasquatch likes the night mode. Good.
Good.
Tier 8 only. Okay, that's the deal, right? Now this is fantastic. We're gonna have fun with this. Have you looked at the tanks that are excluded?
Well,
Don't say what they are, but have you looked at them?
no, but do it the other way around. You can bring premium in, and you can bring almost all the other tier 8s, with the exception of a few.
Right. So it's all it's. I'm so excited for this part because it's just so stupid. All right, tier 8, no ranks or qual. All right.
Yeah.
A standalone event, okay, so it's not part of your cycle. It's not a grind that you have to do to continue to get points for the tanks for
No.
Battle Pass.
Yeah.
You will get credit at XP game as in tier 8 random battles. That's cool, which is nice because if
Yeah.
you play premiums, then you can grind credits.
Yeah.
Premium vehicles allowed, okay, as Pilgrim said. All respective bonuses apply. Event progression, play well, earn progression points with no loss, and receive extra rewards. So it's a grind, so you don't go backwards, you will at least maintain, so that's nice for the grind. All right, how is it similar to heavy mode? It's 77. It's got all of the bonuses they did for the last time or 2 or 3, where you have more hit points, the cooldowns are faster, your dispersion's better. I think you're not visible as long, and did they decrease proximity spotting? So they did some things. I don't remember what all those were, but those are in here. You can do platoons and super platoons. There's fog of war, so no info until their vehicles are spotted. So you won't see anything over there until you see that tank on the board. Select your vehicle like you do in the past. You've got the points of interest. You've got roll skills. So very similar in terms of all the mechanics go. Now here's the best part. Excluded vehicles. Onslaught Light is experimental mode, and some vehicles are unsuitable for this new format due to their combat roles.
Whatever that means.
God, I didn't even read that, and now showing this list is going to be even funnier because are you shitting me?
Oh yeah.
Plus, some tanks overperform at tier 8 under
Yeah.
the special battle conditions in the Onslaught
They're
format.
just admitting now that they've got OP tanks.
But just wait till you see the ones they think are OP.
Oh yeah.
Have you looked at it yet?
I have now. Yeah. I mean, there are one or two, yes, but there are some there you go, really? I don't know.
All right, we're getting there. Here we go. I know you guys have all seen this, but this cracked me up. So no SPGs, all right? So that off the top, there's going to be no SPGs. Those are out. And then think about all the relative overpowered tanks at tier 8. I want you to think in your mind, if you haven't looked at the list, what are the tanks that you would deselect from this mode if you were wargaming and said, well, you can't use those? All right, Wayne, 100%. I'm on board. And that's probably one that everyone could just immediately go, that makes sense, right? EBR, there you go,
Yep.
Fast Red Horse. What else, fellas? What else might you... ELC even, you might say no, too powerful. Although scouting is not as important in Onslaught, it can be, but it's kind of... maybe the Skoda with the double
Skoda,
thing.
definitely, yeah.
Potentially the 703. Let's
Yeah.
look into this a little bit here before we reveal the
Yeah.
list, which I know most of you've already seen. But let's just go to tomato.gg, man. And let's go here to tanks by stat. Right? Now remember, they said overperform based on, in this mode and the bonuses. So they're using something other than just stats. I got that 100% understood. But let's just look at, just for giggles before we get there. I don't even know what an LTS 85 is, but it's been played a little bit. Charlie Lane's hard to get, but it's in there. BZ-176, the EBR, the Miel. Oh, Barask.
Yeah.
Like maybe the Barask is, it's good. The Mars, the autoloader. Look at all these guys. Look at all these T-56, all these kind of powerful tanks. All right. So here's their choice. You'll be happy to know that they selected the Red Horse. You're giving it away, man. You're giving my reveal away. All right, let's do it. This is fantastic. There's one on here that's so laughably stupid I can't even believe it. But here we go. Okay, here's the list that you cannot play in Onslaught Light because they perform too good, guys. In Onslaught, they're going to be too good. Now, how do they know what tanks perform too well in Onslaught Light?
Well, where are they pulling that one out from? Where? How? I don't know. What? I don't know. What stats are they using? What information are they using?
Cliffy, I am completely
Yeah.
on board. Those are the two. So anyway, let's look at it. This is good. Help me understand. Help me understand this. Honestly, help me understand this. All right. BZ-176.
Absolutely.
Noted. Got it. Like, I don't know why you would care, really, to be honest. You know what I mean? Based on this list that they've selected, you might as well not select any.
No.
Right? Is that fair? Is that a
Just don't
fair?
bother.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. See, Chubby, I guess there was some beta players, and for some reason they overperformed in these tanks, which kind of makes me question who these people were. But anyway, noted. BZ low, the Lurva. The Lurva is what? And if you think that's silly, then let's just look at the T-34 and T-34B, but get rid of both.
That was the kicker for me. As soon as I saw the T-34, never mind the T-34B.
The T-34.
Yeah.
The T-30.
To be fair, they have buffed the armor a little bit.
The T frickin' 34. And then it gets even better. FCM
Oh, yeah.
50T.
Yeah. Yeah. Paper armor.
This is one of the worst tanks in stats in the game, I believe.
Yeah.
The 50T is banned.
Because it's an overpowered tank. I think they got their tiers mixed up. They must have thought that was a tier 4.
So I tried to wrap my mind around it. I went, well, I don't know. Maybe these are the tanks that make too much money. Maybe like they just do too well.
Well, there is that. The Louver makes a lot of trade.
Well, I went into tanks.gg or tomato.gg and looked up what tanks make the most money. They're not even in the top 10 or 20 really.
Are they not? Right.
No.
Crikey. I don't know, mate. I don't know who sat down and worked that list out.
The
No
Gonzalo is the Gonzalo the auto loading version?
Yeah, I want to say yes, it is, isn't it?
Which again, I can't wrap my cranium around. No, the Gonzalo is the single shot one, right?
Is it? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Let's look at this. Vehicle details.
All right, Chubby's saying that Wargaming actually explained the reasons why.
Where?
Don't know, but apparently they've got special onslaught abilities that would make them problematic. So I don't know. I can't.
Well, that's completely idiotic because there's several tanks that are similar to those that would get the same bonuses essentially. You know what I mean? There's tanks that play like the low. There's tanks that play like the T-34. There's glass.
Well,
heavy.
yeah, you know, any of the Tiger variants of Tier 8 would play like the Louver, wouldn't it?
See, Chubby, you're right, and they explain it here as well in their verbiage. But it makes no sense. In the real world, it makes no sense. Maybe because they play more like other tanks that would throw off the balance. FCM is really a medium. T-34 is really a TD, etc. Yeah, but they're going to get the bonus within their class, so it's not like they're going to get the TD bonuses or you know what I mean? Okay, I got you, Chubby. Yeah, and that's my point. The explanation is laughable. It's like some vehicles are unsuitable for this new format due to their combat roles. Plus, some tanks overperform at Tier 8 under the special battle conditions in the Onslaught format. How do they know that? How do they know that? They only know that by some kind of beta or the testers who were doing. Who were doing the common test, which is not.
That somewhere they've extracted information to be able to provide them a decision.
I just absolutely scoff. I scoff that they have any kind of actual numbers in reality. They'll have numbers, but I scoff that their analysis of the numbers from the data they have from the places they could get it, that in any way, shape, or form that any of these tanks are problematic.
Well, you can understand now, Guido, if this is indicative of how they operate, you can understand now why some of these crazy decisions they make about tanks comes about, because they are basing it on, at best, sketchy information, and at worst, complete and utter nonsense, just pick it out of a bag information.
Can you... I've been practicing, Cliffy. I've been practicing. I'm actually massively dehydrated from my 9-hour flight, too.
I want to say, Cliffy, that while he was over here, not that I was counting, but man, oh man, I thought I had old age bladder. But this dude certainly has old age bladder. We had to stop the car 10 times on the journey down.
I will tell you, only once. Only once on the trip. I will tell you that I have trained myself to not pass any porcelain.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because when you go to get deployed and you don't know when the next time you're gonna be able to take a leak is,
you just hold on to
and then you're sitting there suffering. That's it.
Yeah.
That's an enduring picture in my mind that I will never forget.
Yeah,
which I think I've mentioned, but we're in the convoy going north in World War Storm #2 with all the Marines, the Marine convoy. for the regimental headquarters for Task Force Tarawa. As we were going up that highway, the commander called a halt. And they fishbone. You know what I'm talking about? All the vehicles fishbone, so that when you get in it, you can all go forward at the same time and then get back into formation, which is pretty cool. So they all fishbone, and then the command comes like, "All right, take a leak." It was like a mass get out and take a leak command. So they put a couple guys up on Overwatch on the vehicles with weapons, and they all have their fields of fire. But everyone else swinging dick got out, went to the edge of the road and pissed into the ditch. And so I'm sitting there taking a leak, and I didn't think about it. I'm like, I see everybody going like, oh, everyone's got to piss. You start pissing, and then you kind of look to the right. You don't look down. You look, and it is a formation of Marines, like 300 strong, in both directions, plus 3 Air Force guys, all taking a leak into the ditch at the same time, and everyone going, God, thank God, I had to piss so bad. I don't know. I don't want to sound like a creeper because I had nothing to do with it. I just thought it was like a fascinating situation. It's just one of those things you don't think about. You know what I mean?
Do you know? Well, that
formation pissing on command. The colonel,
that is not
get out and piss. Yes, sir. And
you can't train Marines to do that.
Dude.
But you can train them to all demount from a vehicle at the same time. So
and everyone went the same direction. So I just sort of followed along. They all went over. It's like, okay, is it like, did they practice this or did it just happen? I
don't know. Is it an SOP for a Marine?
Yeah, right. Fishbone on the right side of the road enough that the guys going towards the other ditch can get out, and then everyone out to the other side. I don't know. They definitely were trained enough that they left guys like they were ready. The guys were still up. They were still up in the various turrets, and the guys on the grenade or machine, whatever the Amtrak had on. Each one had sims. I mean, it was one of like 3 weapons. It was the grenade launcher. Some had grenade launchers. Some had the 50 cal or 30 cal.
Yeah.
I think that was the 2 things that they had. But they all, they're on their fields of fire. But everyone else, and then when they came back in, they swapped a guy out, and then there was less people. The gunners, the Overwatch gunners went out at the end and did that. But it was quick, man. It's like fishbone out, quick swap of the few guys that were waiting back in, and freaking on the way. We were done pissing.
At your most vulnerable when you, to be honest, in battle, you are at your most vulnerable when you're stood by a roadside with your dick out of your pants.
And I guess 100%. And I guess to be fair, there were some other guys dismounted that were also on Overwatch as well. But once everyone, then they swapped out, and the few guys who were left went pissing in. But it was all very, man. It was like,
it was
and
we're
done,
like
and we're going. Time to go.
Organised.
That was crazy. All right.
Not like our trip down to Tankfest then.
Nope. Well, we had to go into the services.
We had to go to the services, but I'll tell you something about the services. I do like this iteration of the toilet facilities that they've introduced in the last 10 to 15 years. They've brought in, all I can say is Hobbit-sized urinals. So, and I know they're for the kids, but they're great for me because they're the right height.
They are for the kids.
I can't piss up there.
They are for the kids, yes.
I know, but hobbits can use them as well. Great on you.
You probably like all the standard bathrooms in England because they're always in a closet somewhere upstairs or downstairs.
Absolutely.
Like trying to find the pisser in a standard British building or especially old restaurants is always an adventure.
It's fun, and there's no door handles. It's all flush with the wall.
All right, 5 minutes. Speaking, this made me have to pee. All right, we'll be back in 5. I need more coffee. That's it.
We'll come back to that about what the devs said.
We'll be right back. Yeah, hold on, 24BZ. We'll be right back.
spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man, to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido.
All right. Here we is. I'm trying to find the right button. All right, found the right button. We are back. We're back. 24BZ176. What devs say on Tankfest? About what? About what we were talking about with the tanks? I'm not sure. I'm not following the question too much, man. So if you can clarify a little bit, I can answer it. We didn't really talk to the devs at all at Tankfest, did we?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest we got to that was a quick hello to Tragic, and I think that was it.
Yeah. So I didn't go and do any glad handing. There was a meeting. Oh, I didn't go to that, BZ. I know that Goose was there. A bunch of them were there, obviously, but I was not invited to that. So there you go.
Because you're a former CC.
Yeah, I'm what they call a CA. So I don't sign an NDA. Well, I wasn't going to sign their NDA this time because they wanted my passport number. Never in the... There's no fucking world where I give them my passport number.
No, I mean, for what reason would they require that?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. So that
Anyway.
that is never happening in any world. So yes, that meeting did happen. I don't have any info. I will tell you that. Well, I won't say the name, and I'm not giving any information out. But they said there's some cool stuff, and that's about it. So whatever. Sorry, man, I don't have any inside info for you on that. But they definitely had it, and it went on for days. They had like 2 or 3 days. They talked about a lot of stuff, and they had a lot of CCs there. All the big ones, really. So if they're going to listen to the community, that's the kind of thing that it would take. So that's good to know that they're doing that. What happens is another question entirely, and we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. So there you go.
Can we go back to the Onslaught Lite for a second,
Yeah.
just for clarification?
Yep.
Because I'm reading here that it's tier 8s only,
Correct.
except for SPGs and a few excluded vehicles. So does that mean that any tier SPG can play, or does it mean no SPGs at all?
No SPGs is my interpretation of
So
that.
not quite clear.
I know where you're going with that, but I would say 99.99999% it just means no SPGs at tier 8. No SPGs at all.
All right. Because immediately when I read that, I thought, oh, you could take a tier 10 SPG into the battle then. Then
Yeah.
obviously not. Okay.
Well,
All right, that's fine. That's cleared that up.
Lest is doing some different things, 24BZ. So I mean, if you have that option, you know they've definitely gone in several different directions. I don't have an account there, so I'm not sure. I can't talk to what's really going on there, but based on watching Armored Patrol, they put articles in there about what's happening at Lesta. It's definitely starting to diverge on who's doing what to who. For the Onslaught Lite, these are the rewards. Some PRs. There are some parts for the experimental. There are some experimental pieces of equipment. There's 750 bonds, 1.8 million silver, and a few doodads, decals, and whatnot. Might be worth a try. Could be fun at tier 8. We've mentioned that. I've said that in the past. Like, how come they don't take some of
Yeah,
these and
7
make
versus 7 tier 8. I think I'm
make it different. Make it a different tier. I feel like it's again a missed opportunity though. Why tier 8? Make it tier 6 just for giggles,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tier 6
Yeah, a
on.
lot more people can come in and play it as
Yeah.
well.
Yep. Grumpy, there were a few. Well, Goose is not an American. I don't know. Damien was there. There you go. Damien was there.
Damien's was there.
That's one. I don't know how many others. I don't even have the list. I don't know who was there because I'm not on their Discord anymore, so I don't know who got invited. Unfortunately, I am no longer plugged into that stuff. All right, so Onslaught Light, there you go. You got the points for some for victory, some for a defeat or draw, depending on where your placement was. And it looks like the only way to not get a point in this one is to be number 6 or number 7 on the losing side. Otherwise, you're going to get at least 1 point. Remember, you don't lose any, so it's just a grind at the end of the day.
Yeah. But having fun while you're doing it, that's the difference.
Now, what I don't see in here, and the comments I've seen about it is, I see nothing here about Battle Pass points, guys.
Again.
That's a problem. That's a problem. It just makes people not want to play it. If you have a limited amount of time to grind your Battle Pass points,
Yeah.
Wargaming's shooting themselves in the foot. Exactly, 24BZ. There you go. There you go. And that's people are going to make that choice based on what their priorities are. But it would be nice if Wargaming was trying to get more participations to put some Battle Pass points on it.
Yeah, so you're not going to be using that mode and thinking you're dipping out and completing your battle pass, or not even trying. You know, yeah. Why not? Why not link it? That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the rationale would be for not doing it, but there you go. Kind of dumb. That is Onslaught or Light. Onslaught Light. What else we got? How was your Overlord stuff, guys? I didn't end up finishing it. Did any of you guys finish the accelerated ones? The one where you didn't have to lose a life and the one where you had to do it in X amount of time? I know there were a couple of guides out there before I left. You never went back to it, neither did I, but I left, so didn't give it a shot. I know that Quickie and a couple of guys put out some stuff where you could probably do it. Chubby finished it. Good. There you go. So it was possible. Good to know.
Yeah.
You did it on the first try? Outstanding. Man, I didn't do it on the first try. I did not. Let's see. Battle Pass we talked about. There was an issue that I read about drop rewards not being sent. Did anybody else run into that issue? Oftentimes I don't even really pay attention, so to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed, I'll be honest.
Yeah. They're delayed? Okay. So it looks like they're still working on it. Naturally, there's no notes for them about it. Why would there be? I just realized I wasn't logged in. I'm going to take a quick look at stuff available for being logged in. No, it didn't change it very much. All right. So let's go see what what's going on here as far as upcoming stuff. If there's anything very interesting. I don't think there wasn't anything that jumped out at me here, but let's take a look. We've got some stupid ad. Speaking of RU changes that aren't coming to us, they're messing around with Abby. You can take a look at the video right there. So it looks like significant changes to Abby. Update 1251. That's coming up. World of Warships crap. Some vehicle changes. This says 1251, so these apparently are vehicles that are in the files that are probably up for rewards at some point.
Yeah.
You think the Vickers might be the next assembly? All right. Yep, so there's the Vickers. That's a tier 10 promotional, so reward tank. Medium tank. It's ready for release. So there you go. Then we've got the tier 8 medium tank, Object 168 German. Okay.
Okay.
So that's some kind of,
Side scraping, heavy armored Soviet tank.
well, it's a medium tank of a Soviet design. So I guess it's kind of like a T-55 idea-ish. Then we've got the VZ-58 Medved, which is a tier 9 heavy tank. Czech, I believe, with a autoloader. Sure.
Of course.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, BZ. They probably are down here, aren't they? So if we go, let's go, let's do this. What do we got? We had a tier 10 Brit tank. So we'll go UK, tier 10. They're probably in the files is what he's saying there. Nope. They are not yet. Tier 10 medium tank. So that one's not there. I do not see the, let's see if the 168's there. That's going to be a tier 8 German tank. Medium? Medium. 160, Object 168. That's not there yet either. I don't see it in my files. So they're not in the comparison tool yet. Tier 9 Czech heavy. Czech tier 9. A mod. Okay, so they're in the files. They're just not. Yeah, so they don't have. They have them turned off. So it's interesting how sometimes they turn them on and sometimes they don't, or sometimes they lock them or whatever. Because sometimes when you're coming up on a tank like that, you'll find them in the files.
Yeah. Especially, if we've had an update of any sort, we normally chuck it in.
I think it's usually when this happens right here, and oftentimes, sometimes they'll actually give it a gold value and they'll remove the tags, the secret and testing, but they won't put it in the game. It'll be for future, and then you will find it in the comparison tool before it actually is, released to the game right there. But these appear to have just had that happen. So they won't be updated till the next update, but they're in the files. So people who can use mods or who can do data mining on the files can grab all the stats for them. All right. Oops. So I guess maybe we're having based on what BZ's saying, we might be having another tank building event. This is Onslaught Light. We talked about 1251, which is really just Onslaught Light and a few small performance changes. The 1 to 35 we talked about. Those are the top of the trees. We talked about Darkness. And I think that's about it, guys, for upcoming stuff I saw. Got the Independence Day stuff going on. They're still reporting on what RU, so there's a lot of that stuff. Pretty soon we're going to have rocket artillery on the M26. Just kidding, that's for the console. That's some experimental thing for the Pershing where they were going to put some rocket pods on the side of it. Not as far as I know coming to the PC version, because it says Watt console. They have a lot of weird, goofy things like that on the Watt console. Ships. I think that's pretty much it from this, fellas. Yep, that's that right there. Cool. Sorry I'm late. Moving sucks. That is all. Oh, dude, you're in the middle of that move, aren't you? Oh,
How's
man.
it going, NATO?
Dude, are you there? Or are you still halfway between the two? Where are you in the process? Are you in the car driving across the country with your U-Haul van? You probably had somebody do it. We're too old for moving shit. Don't tell me you're not doing it yourself.
That'd be mad if you were, buddy.
Usually ends up being a little bit of both, though, right? You have the company do all the big stuff, but you always have your car stacked full of garbage.
Yeah, and if you've got two cars, they're normally always full. You either put all the seats down on one of them and use it as a mini van.
Yeah. How long were you there, Stump? Not doing the move myself. Not doing the move mostly. All right, you got me on that one. Not doing the move myself. Oh, I got you. Okay, so mostly they're doing it. Oh, so you've done the old stack some stuff up. See, he was active duty with me, and you know this as well. When you're moving a lot, you tend to you learn how to go light, right? You jettison every time if you move every 3 years, you jettison stuff because you're like, whatever, I don't want to bring this with me, or so you kind of naturally are able to not accrue a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, you'll get more, you increase in rank, and your house gets bigger, and you have more stuff, but. Generally, you travel light. Well, once you get anchored in a house for anywhere, 5 years or more, that shit just starts to gather.
This is what we've done when we moved to this house. Like I told you before, Guido, we were absolutely crucial with it. We just ripped everything out we didn't want, dumped the lot.
Yeah, and what NATO Tiger's talking about there is 100%. Because there are some things you won't trust the mover with.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So you'll get a truck. Either use your truck, or in his case, if he's got some fairly big stuff he might want to take himself, then you can keep the movers from chucking it around.
Yeah.
Been in Colorado 16 years, 7. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yep. So the move out gets more complicated the longer you've been there. That's awesome, man. So you've got the new casa clearly has been, you've locked that down, basically. You've got the house, and now we're just moving to the house. That's cool, man. And I think you said you're going to have real internet there, yeah? Like an actual wire and not some space,
Not some satellite link.
Not some dodgy satellite link with whatever, so that we can, I got to get my DCS up and running. I don't know if Actually, sorry, I'm thinking. I think Slick and I actually linked up and flew. Dude, so I think whatever that was the other day, where we couldn't see my server, is whether it was a reset, because I think I did a full reset, but that's all fixed, or at least it was a couple weeks back. She's there last week and so I think I might, well, you won't be ready. I was going to say we might be flying, but you're not going to be up for a while. Let us know when you're up and ready to roll again, though. So Slick and I might fly tomorrow. Live 2 years in Swang. Bro, they still have the copper wire. Imagine too, man. 720p the stream while you lag everybody in the house. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's painful.
That's painful, isn't it? Yeah.
All right. Wargaming made a troll video about getting tier 11 and tier 12 in game, and Lust is doing it right now. Yeah, they are. I saw that. So they've got, 4 tanks they're thinking about putting in that they're working on? Heck yeah, man. Kill them all in game. Yes, in game. Yes. Absolutely. What else you got, Pilgrim? Anything else?
Not really. Just I have not played at all this week, so I'll have a little bit of a game this afternoon and just see where we go with it. I'm going to ignore my EU account for now and just focus on the NA. So just try and get a few things grinded. I've just done the depot thing while you were talking there, and just got rid of all my coins, bought loads of stuff. So It's well worth doing it. Your D-Day token store. I think you've got to use them by today, haven't you?
Yeah.
Or at least the next 18, 19 hours. So I've just got a ton of personal reserves and stuff like that, extra days, premium.
Well, should we go through some of the pictures from the?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oops.
Yeah.
That's large. All right. It's actually on. There we go. All right. So this is obviously Pilgrim and I.
Well, that one's low blow
Yeah. Let's put this here.
with a big old tiger.
Oh, sorry. That's low blow. Low blow with his giant.
He was kitted. He was
Yeah.
kitted, wasn't he?
Looked like he was. He looked like he was a combat cameraman. He had that great big, all kitted out. It's like, he doesn't do anything half measure. There's
No, he just.
there's no half measure.
Every hobby he does.
Yeah. Low blow doesn't know how to do half measures, so he's
No.
full up. This camera is absolutely amazing. But that's the JT. Look how big that
Yeah.
thing is. That's crazy.
Huge, isn't it? Yeah.
Where did my buttons go for? Oh, there we go. All right. Then we've got my favorite tank in the entire museum. I have forgotten the name of this thing. It's kind of a funny name, but
I know it was.
this is a truck that the British put a
Yeah.
pillbox on the back of.
Mobile pillbox.
Mobile pillbox that was going to be used for defending the airfields
Yeah.
during an
Just
invasion.
trundle it around.
Mostly against paratroopers. So there'd be a couple British dudes in there, presumably a driver or two, and they would move the mobile pillbox to where they were being attacked, and then they would shoot out of the.
Brilliant.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions, but this was the plan. This was the plan.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what that thing was called, man.
I don't know, but I do remember you saying, "How on earth would you go to the toilet in one of those things?"
Oh, that's funny. All right. You are cracking my balls. It was called a bison. It was called a bison.
That was it. That was it. Yeah,
Yep.
bison. That was it.
The Bison Concrete Armored Lorry. That's
Very
it's
funny.
even better when you say it that way. The Bison Concrete Armored Lorry.
There you are. There we go.
We need a
That's
bison.
what it's
We need a bison in the game.
We do.
If it only just drove across the map and occasionally shot like really light machine guns at people plinking off,
Yeah.
and you could shoot it
Yeah.
just for giggles. There should be a bison driving across in some of the
There
games.
should be
Yeah.
an AI bison driving
Yeah.
across the map. That would be cool.
That thing's awesome.
And breakdowns. And breakdowns
Yeah.
as well.
And that's my WTF pose. Like, what on earth is this thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So we got.
isn't it?
All right, and we got this the relative height difference in individuals.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look at this. Look at this. I'm with a man mounted.
And the Cromwell.
Yeah, Brit tank with a Brit and a Yank.
Yep. Bison is the
dear.
tier 3 Artie on the German line. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So we got that picture. And what else we got? We got now there's the King Tiger, man. Look at that thing.
That is huge, isn't it? Absolutely.
And that picture doesn't, because of the
Perspective.
Perspective,
You
it doesn't-
further back. Yeah.
well, it doesn't give it credit to how tall it is.
No.
Like my cranium is up to about literally the top of my head is about the top of the hole, guys. That's about 6 feet right there. and then another 4 or 5. I mean, it's got to be
For a
12.
turret.
It's got to be 12, 15 feet tall. It's
be,
unbelievably
yeah.
large.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. There's a little Panzer whatever 3 or whatever that is over there. So that was cool. I like that tank. What else we got? This is us in front of that World War One thing, the German World War One tank. I think that's a German one. Thanks, Brute. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I'm not sure if it was German or. I want to say German. Yeah, it was. Probably was the German one. I can't remember.
Yeah. So that was cool. That's us there. We got what
Mark
else we got?
1. You're right.
Yeah.
24.
All right, that's the back garden of the Airbnb Pilgrim got for us.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fantastic. You know, we're up on the porch. Great place. Perfect place, man.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well chilled.
Yep. Away from all the chaos and everything. So absolutely, and that's the weather. It was beautiful that day.
Wasn't it just?
Yep. I wouldn't say I need a suntan.
No, I don't want a suntan. I'm British. No garden. The garden gnomes are hidden in all the bushes.
Yeah. There's another. This is me in front of that thing again. There's the aforementioned Ray-Bans that took a swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turd burglars.
Me with my serious face. Tiger 1, fellas. So that's Tiger 131, right?
Yeah, it didn't go out on
Yeah.
the arena because they have a Tiger 131 day where it goes out, so they don't put it out on Tankfest.
I don't. Where has he been? Is he sick? I haven't seen him in a long time, man. These big doors open up back here. It's pretty cool how they've set it up. This thing, you can see the track marks, and it's got a pan under it, so it's obviously operational in terms of it moves. But that was cool. The 131 was very cool.
Just a shame they didn't have it out in the arena. That would have been good.
He's been playing, but just releasing videos on Tube. Back problems. That's not good. Yeah. One of my wife's cousin-in-law for me, but one of my wife's cousins, he came to pick us up, just to go off on a tangent. Yeah, and he's got a pinched nerve, or not a pinched nerve, but a slip disc. Hurting, man. Hurting.
Painful, very painful.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me, man. That's me. Selfie time. Selfie time.
And with his
All right.
Ray-Bans, the ones that he would put his arm in a world of shit just to dig out if he had to.
Yep.
Dear.
I can't lose them. The wife gave them to me. They're the expensive glasses I own that have lasted the longest. Now that I've said that, I got to touch wood because I probably
Touch a lot of wood, yeah, I would.
That is the Tiger 131, Wayne. Absolutely, that was the Tiger 131. So here we are in front of the Pershing, or I don't know, M60. What's it say? It says that back there, whatever that is.
Yeah, it was definitely an American tank. We did.
Yes,
American,
that's an American tank. I don't remember which one it
a
is.
Patton.
M48.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
Patton. Yeah. So that's Low Blow in the middle. You guys may have seen him. He's been on a couple times. We talked about astrophotography once with him, but he did a lot of the DCS stuff. Some of you may have watched some of his DCS stuff, which he doesn't do anymore. So he came along. That's the Aussie. Obviously, we got Pilgrim right there, and me. That's the three amigos that went. Absolutely
Three
fantastic.
amigos, that was it. Yeah.
That was a good time, man. We laughed a lot.
We did, didn't we? It was. I think what you termed it as a hoot. It was a hoot.
It was a hoot, and we will get Low Blow on because there are multiple stories, but Low Blow's got to be there to help.
He has to.
Yeah.
He caused most of the stories, being Australian.
Yep.
Firefly.
Yep, that's the Firefly. So that was in the World War II thing. So as you get around getting towards the end of the war, then you got the other Sherman variants, and they did have one of the British Firefly with the 17-pounder, and it is a long gun. Very cool. So it's basically just a long 76 or 75, I don't remember, and I don't know if it's actually a British gun. It might be an actual British gun, but 17-pounder is what they called it.
Yeah, we used to call it the 17-pounder. Yeah.
And it's one of the few guns at that time that could directly take on a Tiger.
Yeah.
Take a Tiger's armor on. So that was cool. That was a cool looking tank for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Back to the bite. That's just another picture of the best tank there.
Did you see where they put the Tom down by the children's play area?
Yeah.
It's not serious.
It was in a corner, unfortunately. So we
Cornered away from
kind of sucked because they had a lot of stuff stacked up behind us. You couldn't really get all the way around it. I got a picture of it here in a minute of me in front of it. This is another interesting piece of kit. This is a how would you put it?
wheeled tank.
Well, no, it's an armored car, but an expedient, I guess, would be. So a lot of the armored vehicles and armored cars and stuff for the Brit Expeditionary Force got left, obviously, because they took the men and left the equipment there when they bailed out of Europe at what's the place called?
Calais, no,
Dunkirk.
Yeah.
So they lost a lot of their armored vehicles. This was a kind of contingency armored vehicle. They made a bunch of these things, and just for defense of the island, if it had to be more of a reconnaissance, slightly armored thing. And then they gave a lot of these to the Home Guard as they started to build up actual vehicles. But they had a lot of these kind of contingency things, and this is just one of them. It had a funny name too, but I can't remember what it was called. So that was kind of neat. What else we got here? There's the TOG. Check it out. That's cool. That's how big that dang thing is.
It's such a shame it was stuck down the corner.
Yeah.
Children's play area or soft play area on the right hand side, and then loads of pallets of stuff around the back, so you couldn't
Yeah.
actually get it.
Yeah, you can only get about halfway down it. Took about 15 minutes to walk down about halfway down it.
Cheers, Kedge. See you later.
Bit of a hike. All right, kids. Later, man. Yeah, me too, kids. Me too. We didn't need that kind of shenanigans. All right, so that was cool. That's the TOG. What else we got? All right, that is on the FV. It's hard to see, but my name is about right there. Thank you to Pilgrim once again for doing that. But this is the list of all the names of the donors who helped. So the FV is moving, fellas. They refurbished it. It's moving, repainted, restored. Pretty awesome. Remember, that thing was a static display out in front of the Tank Museum. Just a rust bucket. And it is now a moving vehicle thanks to Wargaming and all the donors that put the money in to make it happen. It's a pretty cool story. Very cool story.
It's still ongoing as well, Guido, because I was talking to the guy who was the main lead who was refurbishing it, and he said although they've painted the inside, there's so much more they need to do. They've had to adapt various different tank parts to it. So the reverse gear setup is a complete different setup to the forward gears. So it's a module on its own that they've had to fit in from a Centurion tank to enable it to go in reverse, because the gear systems is so much that you had however many forward gears on it, but to get it in reverse you had to have a whole separate gear unit to take it backwards.
Was that
So
an
that's
original
just-
design? So that
Yeah.
originally you had to do that, but they just didn't have the
Yeah.
reverse gear anymore, so they
They
had
didn't
to.
have the reverse gears, so they
Right.
took it off a Centurion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a big. It's big. It's
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
big.
tall. It's probably the tallest thing there, I would say, by
Yeah.
a ways, because that big barn
it's a
on
shit
top.
barn.
It's unreal, dude. It's unreal. Really cool. I don't have a picture. I know you do. We'll get yours and
Yes,
Loblo's.
I'll get them too. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll get the rest of the pictures. This is just a preliminary look of the ones that I had. All right. This is
I'll sort it for
Bournemouth.
coffee talk next week.
This is Bournemouth. It's just covered in people, man.
It's just a beach full of people, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just like masses of people.
It is a beautiful coastline though, because they call it the Jurassic Coast. I guess
Jurassic
you can
Coast,
find
yeah.
a lot of down the ways, a little ways where it's rockier.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of fossils and things, which I didn't know. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
You can virtually pick up a dinosaur fossil off the ground.
Yep.
Basically, like the claws of a velociraptor.
A
One of them.
Vizazazaba.
Or that raptor.
So that's cool. Let's see if I got a movie I want to see here.
I'll fire off all the other pictures I got to you, and you can then sort it for coffee talk next week.
Okay.
Did you get Loblo's link? I think he's got a.
Yeah, I got it. That's on my list of crap to do. So I got to gather all yours and gather all of his.
Okay, mate. No worries.
And we'll take a look at the videos next time. But I have some videos of the tanks going by. We went in, saw Goose, talked to Goose and Damien for a while, went into the museum, said hello to Tragic, went through the whole museum pretty quickly, came out, watched, I think, the middle part of the tanks driving. We saw a Sherman, we saw an M3 Lee,
Yeah.
a couple German tanks, we saw a Russian T-34,
Yeah.
we saw the one SPG that's there.
Yeah.
What was it, the Priest?
A bison. It was a bison or a priest. I can't remember now. It was one of the
No, it was-
low-tier British.
It was your version, yeah. It wasn't the Priest. It was whatever you guys called it. Bishop? No, it wasn't the Bishop.
Bishop. Might have been a bishop.
I don't know, but anyway. And there was an interesting tidbit there. You know how the German tanks have names and the American tanks have number designations. Like
Yeah.
you got the Firefly, and you've got the very Priest, and all these other
Yeah,
different names.
they're called the M8724G or something.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
But I guess that was Montgomery who said this is too damn confusing, and he
No,
wanted
Churchill said
Churchill.
it. Churchill said it.
too
Yeah.
confusing, and said, all right, give them names.
Yeah. Yeah. He said,
So that's
"Name
why-
your tanks because I can't figure out which is which."
That's why there's a Lee and a Grant, by the way. That's
Yeah.
their differentiation between the two different M3 variants, because they had the
Yeah.
Brits had a different turret on theirs. There was a
Yeah.
Brit M3 Grant there, and what's really cool about it is it was a Target, and it
Yeah,
had
it was, wasn't it?
it had so
I
many.
might have that picture. I might
Yeah,
have that picture. I'll get
it
it
is
to you.
riddled with
Yeah.
holes, but they refurbished it. Now it runs. So I think they basically redid the bottom part, the whole part.
Yes.
So the engine and all that's
Fixed the hull
redone.
and the engine.
Yeah, but the upper
Just
hole,
left all the holes in.
yeah, upper hole turret and everything, it's just like you can see out through
Like
it.
a cheese grater.
Yeah, but it drives around, so you actually get to see an M3 drive around, which is really cool.
That is
M3 Grant. So it drove around. That was cool. Yeah. So we'll have some of the videos for you guys next time. Once I get the rest of the information.
So, yeah. No, I'll get those. I'll get my videos and pictures across to you
Okay.
on. I'll do it on. Do you want it on WhatsApp or Discord? Which is easier?
Whichever one will work. Discord will
Okay.
have issues potentially depending on how long the video
Size
is.
it is. Yeah. Okay.
I think and I don't know what WhatsApp's limits are either, but either one works.
I'll send how I can, and then you can do the magic,
Right.
make it work on OBS or whatever it is.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Cool. Well, fellas, it was a good trip. Thank you once again, Pilgrim, for setting it all up. Absolutely a logistical perfection.
Bless you.
Everything went
It's
off
fun.
without a hitch. We got in there. I got there. We got down there. We got in the house, no problem. We hung out. Went to a pub, had a burger.
We did. Oh, we had that burger, didn't we? It was a steak burger,
Yeah.
and who didn't finish it? Shall we say who didn't finish it?
I didn't finish it.
You didn't finish.
I left
it. I'm
about
so
a
disappointed
about
in
about a
you.
fifth or sixth of it.
I was so
That's what I've learned, man. I've learned out in my old age. Just because it's in front of you doesn't mean you have to eat it.
Oh, so disappointed.
Asked a lot if they tried carvery. What's that? Roast beef? You know, I didn't have any bangers and mash this time. I did go to. We were looking for a place to watch the footy, to watch the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
England, not the one they just won, but the one before that. England, Portugal? No,
yeah.
it wasn't Portugal. England.
Whatever. I don't know.
Whoever it was, they beat. And so we walked by. It's called the Black Horse Pub.
Yeah.
We walked up and I wanted to eat because I was hungry. So we went to freaking Weatherspoons.
You didn't.
We did.
Yeah.
Because we were looking for a TV and they had a TV. And I just got sausages and chips and beans.
Okay.
Which was
Okay.
perfectly serviceable for just standard pub food.
Fair one, yeah.
Ate that, had a beer, and then we were like, you know what, let's go down to the local one, to the Black Horse, because I knew they didn't have food, but for the second half, my daughter's like, let's go down there, it's more fun. And that was cool because there was a bunch of Brits in there, and everyone was,
Yeah, and the
everyone's
big
like
screen with
cheering
that,
and
yeah.
stuff. And when they, and that was the game that they didn't score
Till the very end.
to the very end.
Yeah.
And they were down 1-0.
Yeah.
And they tied it up in God, was it extra time?
I think it was extra time. I can't remember actually.
It was very close.
I'm not a soccer fan.
I don't remember if it was the last 5 minutes or but it was in the last bit of the game. They tied it 1-1. Then they went to extra time.
Yeah.
So remember, there's injury extra time, fellas. Then there's extra time.
That's right.
And then there's extra injury extra time at the end of that. Okay, it's all extra time. I tried to call.
all extra,
I tried to
extra,
call it overtime, and I got yelled at. But it's
Did you?
it's injury extra time, and then it's extra time, and then if you have injury extra time on your extra time, it's injury extra.
Absolutely.
Extra time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
England
just
scored
like that.
early in extra time, and then they ended up winning 2-1. And yesterday they won in a shootout.
Yeah.
So they're still going, dude. They're they've won
They're still on it.
they've won 2 knockout
They're still
games.
Yes. Which
Pretty
is
awesome.
Unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard of in the UK.
Dude, they're on a roll.
But anyway, Oh, we had fish and chips. We had fish and chips, Wayne and Jimmy. We
had fantastic fish and
we
I forgot about
fish
that.
and chips at the
Yeah.
house, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was the
Yeah.
largest. Honestly, that would have made an American restaurant blush.
Yeah, it was
That was the
huge.
largest 2 fillets. I mean, they were like that 2, and enough chips to choke a horse. And did you have gravy or peas on yours?
No, we had curry sauce.
Curry sauce, yeah. Curry sauce. Is
I
not
think
bad.
mushy. I think the House General asked for mushy peas. I can't
Yeah.
remember now. Mushy peas, yeah. So we had fish and chips. And
Absolutely.
you got to meet a lifeguard, didn't you?
I did.
Not a Pamela Anderson lifeguard.
No. Yeah, that was good to meet. I just had his name in my brain.
Dougie.
Dougie. Yeah, Dougie. He's a
Dougie.
character. He's a character.
He is a character. Yeah, he's been around a bit. Yeah.
Great dude. But yeah, he was a lifeguard.
Yeah.
So he rode the horse and had the big hat and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, the big tin hat with the tasselies things
Yeah.
on the top. Yeah.
His story about the horse
Okay.
cracked me up.
Yeah.
That was a good story. So yeah, I met a bunch of great people. Had a freaking fantastic time. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Well,
like
you're more than welcome, as I said before, mate. And just so everybody on stream knows this, we're doing it all again next year. Whether Guido comes over or not is obviously down to him. Whether it fits in with his plans. But I have already booked the Airbnb and tickets for next year. So if any of you guys can make it over, there will be accommodation available. There you go. There's an open offer.
appreciate it. As I said, you're invited out here anytime you want. But yeah,
Yes, no, that's lovely.
if I can, I will.
Yeah, no problem at all. As I say, I spoke to you about coming over to you.
Yeah.
Guys, it might not be until I retire and then I don't have
Yeah.
to faff around with work, getting time off. Because if I'm going to come to the States again, I want to do it for a full month. Not
Yeah.
stay with you for a full month, Guido, but I want to do...
Travel.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of travel. We'll come and drop by you for a week, maybe,
Yeah.
if you'll have us. But
Yep.
the rest of the time, I want to do a bit about the States. Because it'll be my bucket list thing. I won't be doing it again.
Absolutely, man.
So there you go.
Next year is cabin for me, but if I do get out there, it'll be a lone sneak attack out there and back. So that
Yeah, as I say, if it's like a quick flight
Yeah.
out, do the weekend and back again. It's
Yep.
up to you, mate. It's finance as well. It's not cheap for you guys to fly. I know it.
yeah.
It's horrendous.
Well, guys, appreciate you coming by for coffee talk. We're starting again. As far as I know, stay flexible. Like I said, I'm moving kids a lot. There's maybe a Sunday or two this month that I'm not available because I'll be on the road moving kids to come out. I have to do it on the weekend, kind of stuff. So I don't know, but I'm planning on having coffee talk from now on until I get a schedule that tells me otherwise, which may be close in. Guys. But I appreciate everybody coming by. We ended up with 3 subs or so, which was very nice. That's very helpful. Thanks, guys. 4, actually. I missed somebody. Where's my list of stuff? Who was it? We got Obrute.
Yeah.
We've got Cliffy, Stickler, and Kedge. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
You had some follows as well.
I did,
Some
BZ.
new
Thanks
guys
for the
coming
follow,
in.
my
Yeah.
friend. Welcome. Hope you come back and hang out with us. I do gaming, streaming as well, which we'll end up doing sometime this week. Again, I don't know when my day off is because I'm not plugged in yet, but I will be soon. I got all kinds of thrash to get through today, so we're gonna close her down. Any last comments from you, program?
Well, no,
while I find somebody to raid.
I will fire off pictures and videos to you, so you've got them for next Sunday.
Okay.
And when I do come over to the States, I'll be 68 then, because I'll be 67. I'll retire. So a few years from now, I will definitely do a quick trip up to Canada as well, because I've got fond memories of Canada. My very first time I ever had a pizza in my life was in Canada.
Really?
So yeah. So I'll do that as well, guys.
So we're gonna talk about one more thing. Okay. Low blows choice in pizza.
Yeah, let's do this.
There was corn on one of them, right?
Yes, there was corn on one of them. And there was fruit on another one. And I don't know. I can't. It's a colonial thing.
I'll
It
be
really
honest.
is.
I've seen corn on pizza in Asia. I didn't realize that the Brits did it too. Which
Well, we only do because we get the idea from the Aussies.
I
from
can't tell you
the
how
Australians.
disappointing it is to have a pizza with corn on it.
It's called vegetables, I believe.
Cliffy, that's actually true, and I know he knows that, which is why he said it. That's actually true. Corn is. There's not really much nutritional value to corn. It will fill
No.
you up and keep you alive, especially if you make, a bread or something out of it. But yeah, it's not exactly. Yep. My grandfather he only ate New Jersey sweet corn. He said all of their corn is for animals.
You see now this now comes straight. This comes home very right because in Germany they've got vast cornfields, which is only made. You know this. It's only grown as animal feed.
Yep.
But as Brits, we would drive past the cornfields, which is literally right on the edge of the road. Stop.
And you'd
get
start
loads of-
looking for a pizza.
No, yeah, pizzas, but we'd also nick all the corn, shove it in the car, and they'd laugh at us. Why are they stealing animal food? We used to have corn on the cob, so we'd just go and nick all the corn.
Now, I will be honest. Sweet corn on the cob with salt and pepper. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm not
But
going to
not on a
scoff,
pizza.
but not on a pizza. Not. It's certainly not on a shitty little Tesco frozen pizza.
No, and fruit, also fruit on a pizza.
All right, I'm not as against the
Yeah, I know
Hawaiian
you
pizza.
are, 'cause you're,
Yeah,
you're,
I'm not.
You're down
Look,
in the place where you have it. so-
some pineapple and some nice ham on a pizza, that's fine by me. It's not my favorite, not my first choice. The other one was cheese, I think. Yeah.
Pulled pork on a pizza. That's what you need. Pulled pork.
Oh, dude, I will tell you. Speaking of food, since we're going into overtime here, when we went to Lancaster, and we went up to the castle. The castle there is pretty intact because it was used as a prison for a
Yes.
long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they have a museum up there that deals mostly with the justice system in England and stuff,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. But you can
Yeah.
tell that over the years, different things have been added to it and whatever. But it's still basically there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's aimed at the prison system stuff. There was a little pub down the road from it that was an old storage area. It's got the half, the like wine
Yeah.
cellar things dug out, and that's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the rooms are and stuff.
like a dungeon, like a cellar. Yeah.
Some of the best pub food. It was kind of this, bespoke, fancy pub food place. Some
Yeah.
of the best food I've ever got in England. It was good. They made. Now I'm not a huge fan of the pies, but they made the roast beef pie with like this
Oh, yeah.
with like
yeah,
this,
Yeah. Yeah.
brandy sauce gravy
Wow.
or whatever.
Wow.
And they're like, yeah, this is good. Just so you know, when you order this, it's going to take 35, 40 minutes because we make them like they're not frozen.
Fresh.
We're like,
Yeah, yeah,
really?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll be having one of those. Holy crap, man! And then I got a roast beef sandwich with a perfectly, medium rare roast beef on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was amazing, man. It was in a really cool place. So yeah, we loved that. That was good. But Lancaster was nice.
I like Lancaster. I was up there with
Yeah.
custodians, as I said to you. But it's a real nice part of the country, and it's not in the best part of the country when it comes to weather. It is the northwest, so it's always a bit rainy,
Yep.
cold, but they make up for the fact that it's just a fantastic place to go and visit.
Really cool
So
little
if you go on
downtown.
holiday.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool little downtown area where we happened to be on a Wednesday, which was the day that the farmers market thing was going on.
You have the market.
So
yeah, the
there was a
farmers
guy
market.
doing Burgess. Are they Burgess? The Middle Eastern fella. Burgess, is that right?
Oh.
Why am I? I'm saying it wrong.
Bargies.
Bargies.
Onion
So
barges.
he's making the whole spread. He's got the chicken tikka and the whole nine yards. But
Ah.
we'd already eaten, but I grabbed some bargies and some samosas.
Cool.
Took those home and reheated them. The bargies were fantastic.
Do you-
They actually had some
has
heat.
that-
Had some heat in them, which was nice.
Yeah, nice. Just on a couple of things there. Two things. Did the beer survive the journey home?
No, I drank it already.
Oh, did you? Did you drink? Did you drink?
I drank all. I did. I rated it. It was
What was that like?
It was actually good. It was that was
Oh,
pretty good.
cool.
Yep. You know, the best one was that stout, the darkness.
Was it?
Oh yeah,
Thing?
yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah, the darkness was good.
Cool.
The 131 did come home with me. I put that in my luggage and it made it. So
Oh,
I've got my Tiger 131. It's beer that they had
I
at the
did
Tank
think-
Fest.
I did think about saying to you, you know the tube I gave you with that picture
Yeah.
inside?
Yeah.
You could have put a bottle of beer inside there. It
Yeah.
would have been protected, wouldn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, I stick them in shoes and then wrap them. So I've done this multiple times.
Yeah,
It's
way to do it.
not a problem.
Way to do it. And then the other thing I've got, just as a mention, really, for Low Blow, how much does that man eat? He never stopped wanting to eat. did
Dude,
he?
we had to keep our Aussie topped up.
Well, yeah, man. We virtually every eatery we passed, we had to get something to eat for him. He's going, "Are you hungry yet, guys?" No, we just had dinner. I'm hungry. He was like,
He did. He ate. Yeah, he was definitely hungry, man. He ate so much. It was awesome.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I stole Pilgrim's coffee.
He did. You think a mocha is a latte, don't you? Really?
Yeah. He got an Americano, and I got a maca. And then we sat down, and the person brought it. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's mine. And I swapped it, and Pilgrim kind of looked at me. He's like, are you sure? And then I started drinking. I'm like, I'm drinking his Americano. Because it was in the bigger cup. I'm like, shit. And then Pilgrim pours like 3 sugars into a maca that's already
Yes.
sweet. Because
Yes. And I get instant diabetes.
I got to act like I know everything and screw it all up. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
I mean, you know. Cool.
All right, fellas, we're gonna go raid. What's this guy's name? The Fox's Den. So let me do this.
Cool.
Get this set up.
The drops is 24 BZ. You're saying about drops is still on. Actually,
Okay.
10 points. Okay.
The Fox's Den. All right, let's go raid this guy. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay out of trouble. Like I said, we'll hit up the videos and some more pictures next time. I'll contact Low Blow and see if we can't get him to come along. We'll have a laugh because there's some great stuff
it'd be
going
good.
on.
Be good to get the Aussie in.
I am planning on streaming later this week. I'll let you know when I can. It'll be in my Discord if I can think of it. But that is all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
That's all I've got from the correct side of the Atlantic. So.
See you guys.